I tell you, time is something that I just never seem to have enough of. A lot of that is due to the van life. You just have to schlep around a whole lot more. I have to do that in the morning. I am bringing the van in for some service. A few weeks ago, I had this sulfur smell in here. I made a service appointment at Ford for that. Turns out I fixed it. I nuked my gray water tank with like 15 tons of baking soda, and I changed the battery in here. One of those two things solved the problem. I'm still keeping the appointment because I'm just going to get my oil changed and all the filters replaced, stuff like that. Figure why not. But they want me to bring it there at 7 in the morning at this very hard to get to place. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to stealth camp there tonight. Before I do that though, I want to get some supplies. I lean heavily on this convenience store over here next to my gym. I don't always have time to shop. I get myself an apple or a banana every day after I get out of the gym. Also want to get some water, some coffee. Yeah, it ain't cheap to shop here, but you know, if I were to drive outside the city to a big grocery store, that's like 10 bucks worth of gas. Pretzels, a banana, and an apple. I got both this time. Ginger ale, Diet Coke, and some shampoo and deodorant. Yeah, this is like maybe $2 more than it would be if I bought it at a big grocery store outside the city. But then I'd have to drive for like an hour there and back, you know? So it's worth getting it here. There is like an hour left. What am I looking for here? I'm gonna put this bag away. There's like an hour left before the Starbucks is closed. I want to get to one, do some editing before I head over to the car dealership tonight. Yeah, I like to arrive there very late just in case I have a problem. Boston is filled with rotaries and they all suck. That's another one back there where Route 20 kind of crosses over the Charles River. That Starbucks back there is open till 9. It's the latest operating Starbucks that I know of in the entire state, pretty much. But they're closed now. I think I'm gonna head over next to the auto shop. I'm gonna stealth at tonight is a BJ's, one of those big wholesale clubs. You have to be a member. I'm not a member. I can't buy anything there. But they have this robot that just like dances around and whistles and chirps and stuff. It's loaded up with a bunch of cameras and sensors. I want to go inspect him a little bit. Here we go. Here is BJ's. Looks like it's a busy night. Everyone doing their shopping right up until the end. The batteries are so cheap here. Almost makes me want to get a membership just for that. But I did not come here for that. I'm hunting for my little robot. I am not seeing the little guy. He usually hangs out in the center of the store. Sometimes he's on a little docking bay over here recharging. I'll be disappointed if that's the case. Oh yeah, there he is. Its name is Tally. I ran into a similar robot, same size and everything, at some grocery store. I forget which. The grocery store robot, they just put a pair of googly eyes on the thing. On this one, they actually put a pair of like LCD display eyes. So I like this one a little better. I might as well walk around the store and see what else they got. They're open for like 15 more minutes. This is kind of the anti-van life store. This is for if you live in a house, not just a house, but a household with like 20 mouths to feed. Look at the size of this bag. It's like, I can feel the weight. It would take me a year to eat all that. Maybe not a year. They do have one thing I like here though, a really nice selection of meats. Look at this, you can buy a whole pre-cooked, what is this, ham, turkey? That looks so good. They have plantains in there, the small kind, the ones that are like the size of your fingers. That's always what I thought a plantain was. People pointed out that I'd never heard of a plantain. That thing I ate a few videos ago was a plantain. I get it, I just never seen one that big before. It was like larger than the size of my head. I thought they were just miniature things. Anyway, now I know. It did not taste very good. It did not have any sweetness to it. I did not buy any plantains or anything. Like I said, I don't have a membership. There's nothing in there I really want anyway. Now I want to move over to this service center lot over here. Like I said, there's always like police cars at this place. Not because they're patrolling, but because they get their service here too. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies when you roll in. You wake up in the morning and you're surrounded by like police cars. People do leave their cars at this place overnight all the time, you know, drop them off and then leave them. So I feel like I blend right in there. Still, I take it very carefully, you know, block out all my lights. All right, let's roll over there. Yeah, here we go. Look at all these cars here. I guess they're all getting serviced, but just like a whole bunch of civilian cars. I think I'm gonna park next to this bush right here. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but there is a van over there with its lights on. I don't know if someone dropped it off and left those on, or if someone is camping out there. Whatever the case, I don't like it. I'm gonna get out here and walk around for a little bit. I don't think there's anyone actually in that van. Still, just in case I'm being watched, I am depositing my van and I'm walking away. When I come back, I'll do it very, very stealthily. I observed the scene out there for a while. Didn't see anyone walking around or poking around. I did see a whole fleet of white Ford Transits back here. Too bad mine is black. I could have blended right in. Aside from all the crap on my roof, you know. But I'm gonna keep it super stealthy tonight. I have everything padded up. I am running my fan, which is quiet enough, a lot quieter than a diesel heater. And I want to be up super early. Even though my service appointment is at 7, I want to be up at like 5:30 because employees start rolling in here super early. And I don't want them to know that I slept here, you know. I want to be up before that. I'm also going to do some editing with my headphones on just to keep the noise, the decibel level down to 0 in here. So if anything happens during the night, I'll wake you guys up. Have I mentioned how much I love this skylight? It provided light in here all night long, even though I was blacked out. All right, let's see what the scene is outside. Check this out. This car must have parked next to me during the night, squeezed in this little spot. There are all these places, free spots available. I don't know why people do this. So the auto shop opens in 12 minutes and I don't have to drive anywhere. I had a great night's sleep. I feel great. So camping here definitely paid off. I was the first one in line. If you're not the first one in line here, you have to wait like 45 minutes at the counter. But they're gonna change the oil, rotate the tires, top off all the fluids, all of that stuff. Right now, I'm gonna be spending, I guess, all morning at a Dunkin' Donuts over here, like I do every morning. Well, that was fast. That took only an hour. They're done with my van. I'm going back to pick it up. I noticed there's a ProMaster conversion here. And look at the size of their air conditioner on their roof. I'm so glad I got that out-of-equip Pro thing that's only like 4 inches tall. New oil, new filters, tires rotated. I didn't really need at least the air filters changed. I just did those, but it feels good to get all that stuff done. I save every receipt for every service appointment, everything I've ever done in the van, in this binder here. I think it's just a good idea. Got a lot done today, just finished work and my 2.5-hour gym routine. Got the car all fixed up, the works is what they call it. I got some daylight left. I had to park like 2 miles from my gym today. So I gotta get some water at the convenience store here and carry it all that distance. Yeah, I do weight training, I just don't do it in the gym. I know I said you should never open your cargo door when you're on the street. I just did. Whoops. There's like no one home from work yet and this neighborhood's pretty quiet. I'm pretty sure a number of people on that street actually recognize me because I used to live. My very first video was me ending my lease at an apartment on that street. I guess that's why I come back here a lot. Also, I am getting so good at navigating my van. I got the tire to within like 1 millimeter of the curb without touching it. Yeah, kind of proud of myself for that. So I'm gonna go to the same Starbucks I was at yesterday and just kind of edit for a little while. Got maybe 2.5 hours of daylight to kill. Beautiful blue hour walk back to the van tonight. You know, I saw people kayaking on the Charles. I don't know why I've never thought of throwing Moby Dick down on the Charles River. It's like right there. Now that I know that I can kind of bushwhack through the woods with that thing, carry it all in one hand, I feel like I can throw it down anywhere. Tomorrow's gonna be a super long day. I am going down to my office and then doing a long walk back to the van, and then tomorrow night, I don't know what I'm doing. I might get out of town or I might stay in town for a while. There's people I've been meaning to see. I don't know. I guess I'm saying that this video is not going to end tonight. The theme of stealth camping continues. I'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, yeah, slept like a baby. Time to get up. What time is it? Yeah, let's see what the scene is like outside. Gonna be another hot day today, 90 some odd degrees. Thankfully, I'm not doing a 13-mile walk home. After work today, it's only going to be about 7 miles. I might have enough time to stop at my gym here and take a shower. Not sure if I'm going to stay here another night or like take off. Like I said, this day is completely up in the air. Right now, I got to catch my bus. It picks up right around the corner here. Right back where I was last time I talked to you guys, I'm pretty sure, in my van, except it's exactly 12 hours later. Did my full day downtown. It was a beautiful day. It was a hot day. I walked home. Can you see all the sweat and on my face and stuff? So I'm going to take advantage of being close to my gym over here. Hop over there, do a shower. Not a full-blown routine, just a shower. And I think I might actually stay in this spot tomorrow night. I just had a long day and I don't feel like driving, even though I kind of want to get out of Boston as quickly as possible. You know, I can't remember the last time I woke up not to an alarm. I've been waking up at like 5:36, 6:15, like all week for one obligation or the other. The car, the long commute downtown, all of this stuff. That felt great. I'm looking forward to getting Moby Dick out of my shower so I can take showers in there again. It is so nice out right now. The temperature went down like 20 degrees very quickly, but that's great because it was 90. Now it's room temperature. It feels so good. Thought I'd go out for a walk along the Charles here. I'm thinking I'm actually gonna go to my Starbucks. I've been here like 3 nights in a row. This video is kind of repeating itself. I think I'm gonna take a little shortcut to get there. I have to sneak through a gap in the chain link fence here. Yeah, this is it right here. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I won't get tetanus. It's just big enough that I can sneak my body to. And then I have to go up a little embankment here. But the Starbucks is like right across the parking lot on the other side. This is a little bit hard to do in flip-flops, but not too bad. Oh! Yeah, this sucks in flip-flops. These pine needles are like sleds under your feet. It's like a water slide. But I made it, and up at the top here, I noticed this last time I walked through here. They put this nice little camping area here with grills and stuff. But there's nowhere to park a vehicle at all. Like this small little road, which is technically a bike path, but where would you unload all your food and all your supplies and stuff? There are ashes in those grills though, so somebody's using them. I'd love to use them. This is just such a nice spot looking over the river in this Watertown development they put here. This used to be all just a big parking lot up until 10 years ago. Now it's all these nice stores and stuff. Arsenal Yards, I think this place is called. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Disney World. It's got one of everything that you need, but it's super expensive. Like when you're inside Disney World, there's only one store and everything is like 10 times the price. There's an expensive condo here, like a movie theater, some tap rooms and stuff. Nice hotel, but they're all super expensive. The only thing I come here for is that Starbucks. Thank God it's open late. Another nice night. I'm gonna walk back to the car. I am not stealthing through that little corridor by the chain link fence. I would not be able to see that gap in the dark. Let's enter through the driver's side door like I'm supposed to. If you're gonna be living in a vehicle, I think it's important to move your vehicle like as often as possible. Every night if you can. 2 nights in a row is the maximum I stay in any spot. I'm doing that right now. I don't like to do it on like a residential street like this. Look, I know people live in these houses and they have their own cars, and finding on-street parking in Boston, as I guess every city, is a very competitive thing, you know? In the winter, it's even harder. I also just don't like being that visible. I don't like people walking by, and I know my van sticks out. It's got a lot of gizmos and toys attached to it. I'm sure some people, at least one person in this neighborhood follows my channel because he's written me and said, I saw your car on so-and-so street. But yeah, I'm definitely taking off tomorrow, getting to a new spot, probably getting out of town. I got like everything in the city that I wanted to do done, you know what I mean? And I know there's been like a nationwide crackdown on like urban camping, as they call it, which could apply to people living in cars, and I sympathize for those people. I think the most obvious victims of that crackdown are gonna be the people who, frankly, are not doing us any favors, you know? Living in the same parking lot day after day after day, never moving. Leaving their trash everywhere, you know? Like the real... What I'm constantly advocating against, you know? I practice leave no trace. You know, arrive late, leave early, don't leave any litter. Just be a good neighbor. That's all it really comes down to surviving van life, car life, living in a vehicle. Be a good citizen, you know? Don't litter, all of that stuff. Yeah, so I ended this video with a lecture about littering. 3 nights in a row stealth camping in Boston. I think I am definitely getting out of town tomorrow, so thanks for watching. Next video will definitely be a little bit different. I have an idea in mind. Gonna be doing something weird. Alright, so stick around for that. Alright, peace out.